Someone at Kensington must have panicked because explain to me why the entire media machine suddenly started spinning like a broken washing machine over two people celebrating their anniversary in peace. And now the headlines are acting like Jan Moore physically cannot survive a single week without mentioning the Sussexes. Like, ma'am, blink twice if Meghan is haunting your group chat. When will this obsession end? Because let's be real for a second. Harry and Meghan didn't even do anything loud. Nobody threw a chair, nobody leaked a voicemail, nobody started a royal fist fight outside Buckingham Palace. Meghan simply posted cute anniversary photos and somehow the internet exploded like somebody dropped a mixtape at midnight. And those pictures, whew, that wasn't staged celebrity romance. That was two people looking genuinely happy, sweaty on the dance floor, laughing hard, kissing like they forgot cameras existed. Harry looked like a man who found the last chicken wing at the party. Meghan looked free. That energy bothered people more than anything, because here's the part nobody wants to admit out loud. Regular people can spot real chemistry from a mile away. You cannot fake that "we survived nonsense together" glow. Folks online saw those photos and immediately went, wait, these two actually like each other? That's what shook the table. Meanwhile, some columnists are out here writing think pieces with the emotional intensity of somebody watching their ex move on. Every anniversary turns into a national emergency. Every photo becomes a calculated strategy. Calculated? Brother, it was cake, dancing, and blurry party pics. Calm down. And don't even get me started on that little piece of fabric Meghan secretly stitched into her wedding dress from their first date outfit. Listen, that is rom-com behavior. That is she was giggling while sewing it in behavior. That's not PR. That's somebody deeply in love. Regular people understand that instantly because normal couples do sentimental little things all the time, saving movie tickets, keeping old hoodies, holding onto receipts from the first date like it's historical evidence. That tiny detail hit harder than all the palace statements combined. And honestly, I think that's why the obsession keeps going. Harry and Meghan accidentally ruined the fantasy that royal life automatically equals happiness. They stepped out, built their own world, and every time they smile publicly, some people react like they just saw their Wi-Fi bill. You can literally feel the frustration through the screen, because the media spent years trying to sell this storyline that they'd fall apart without the royal system. Yet, here they are, 8 years later, looking like the couple at the barbecue who disappear together for 10 minutes and come back laughing at an inside joke nobody else understands. That drives people insane. And the funniest part, Harry and Meghan barely even have to speak anymore. One Instagram post and suddenly every breakfast show in Britain is sweating aggressively under studio lights discussing the Sussex effect for 6 straight hours. Rent-free, ocean view, utilities included. At this point, the Sussexes are basically the final boss of the UK tabloid industry. The papers claim they want them ignored while posting 14 articles before lunch. And regular people watching this circus are starting to notice something important. If strangers are this angry about two married people dancing at their own anniversary party, maybe the problem was never the couple in the first place. 8 years later, and the British tabloids are still moving like Harry and Meghan personally stole their lunch money. I'm crying, because why are these people acting more emotionally invested in this marriage than some actual relatives? Meanwhile, Harry and Meghan are at home eating lemon and elderflower cake with the kids, like past the frosting. That contrast is sending me. See, this is why regular people keep paying attention to these two. It's not even about royalty anymore. That part is old news. The real story is watching two people leave behind a giant stressful machine and somehow look more relaxed, more connected, and more alive years later. That hits home for a lot of folks, because everybody knows that one job, one family situation, one toxic environment where people swear, "You'll never make it without us." Then you leave and suddenly your skin clears up, you sleep better, you start laughing again, food tastes better, birds start singing louder, life comes back. That's the vibe people see with Harry and Meghan. And let me tell you something else that made people emotional yesterday. It wasn't diamonds, it wasn't titles, it wasn't palace gold furniture that probably smells like old curtains in history books. It was cake. Cake! These two recreated the lemon elderflower flavor from their wedding day with Archie and Lilibet at home. That is such a normal couple thing to do. That's what people connected to. Not the royal balcony wave, not the fancy carriages, just two parents in the kitchen trying to relive a happy memory with their kids while the outside world loses its mind. That's human, that's relatable, and the media still cannot process it because back in 2018, some folks really thought this marriage would collapse in 6 business days. They acted like Meghan entering that family was the beginning of the apocalypse. Meanwhile, 8 years later, Harry still looks at Meghan like a man who won a radio contest he never expected to win. That man is gone. And honestly, the wedding itself still lives rent-free in people's heads because it felt different. You had the gospel choir singing Stand By Me inside those old royal walls, and you could almost hear certain aristocrats internally buffering. The internet collectively went, "Oh, this is not the usual royal program." And ever since then, the couple has basically become a walking reminder that tradition doesn't own happiness. You can leave the fancy building, you can disappoint people, you can start over somewhere sunny with chickens, kids, therapy, homemade cake, and peace of mind. A lot of regular people see that and quietly think, yeah, I want that too. That's the real reason the conversation never dies. Not because of titles, not because of crowns, not because of palace gossip. People are watching a couple choose sanity over performance in real time. The Daily Mail really said these people are irrelevant and then slapped Harry and Meghan across the front page like they just dropped the hottest album of the summer. I'm sorry, that is comedy, pure comedy. At this point, the tabloids are behaving like somebody who keeps saying they're over their ex while secretly checking their Instagram at 3 a.m. with one eye open and a family-sized bag of crisps. Because make it sense. If Harry and Meghan are supposedly finished, fading, desperate for attention, and whatever dramatic phrase they invent every Tuesday morning, then why are they always the main event? Why is the Daily Mail acting like the Sussexes are the season finale of Britain? See, regular people notice this stuff immediately. You can't spend years screaming ignore them while simultaneously posting 17 articles about Meghan breathing near a farmer's market. That's not ignoring, that's a full-time job. Honestly, the obsession is starting to feel less like journalism and more like that neighbor who keeps peeking through the curtains, pretending they're just checking the weather. And the funniest part is the tabloids accidentally expose themselves every single time. Because when something truly irrelevant happens, newspapers bury it on page 48 next to crossword puzzles and discounted lawn chairs. But Harry and Meghan, front page, big headline, massive photos, emergency panel discussions, tea practically flying out of cups across Britain. The math is mathing. These outlets know exactly what they're doing. Harry and Meghan are basically clickbait Avengers at this point. Their names print money. One anniversary photo and suddenly editors are moving through the newsroom like, cancel the other stories, Meghan smiled again. And you know what regular people see in all this chaos? Jealous energy. I said what I said, because deep down, the part that really irritates some people is that Harry and Meghan left the system everyone said they desperately needed and then kept living happily anyway. That was not supposed to happen. People predicted disaster, total collapse. They'll come crawling back. Meanwhile, these two are in California making pancakes, raising kids, and minding their business, while entire media companies develop stress hives every anniversary season. That has to sting a little. And honestly, the Daily Mail front page told the whole story without even trying. The tabloids can complain all they want, but their actions scream louder than their headlines. You do not dedicate your biggest front page real estate to people you think nobody cares about. That's like a restaurant putting worst dish ever at the top of the menu in giant letters every single day. Sir, be serious. Alright y'all, that is today's royal chaos served hot, buttery, and slightly unhinged straight from the tabloid oven. If Harry and Meghan breathe near a window tomorrow, expect 17 front pages and at least one journalist throwing up emotionally in a studio somewhere. Thank you guys so much for watching. Drop your thoughts below because listen, this whole media obsession situation is getting funnier by the day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the Chaos Crew because apparently the British tabloids are giving us free comedy content every single week now. I'm your host, Miles, and remember, if somebody says they're done with Harry and Meghan while writing their 15th article about them before breakfast, they are not done at all. Catch you in the next one.
Thank you so much guys for watching this podcast. I'm your host Miles. I really hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe to our channel, like our videos, share videos with friends, family and relatives. I'll catch you in the next episode and may God bless you for supporting this channel. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Love you all and goodbye. Stay woke.